6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister and the Afghan President exchanged views on bilateral cooperation in various sectors and regional situation in Islamabad today. The Foreign Minister says peace in Afghanistan is imperative for progress and prosperity of Pakistan. The President has called for enhancing bilateral and international cooperation to check Islamophobia and racial hatred. The National Assembly has approved 12 demands for grants relating to Power Petroleum Division and Defense Division. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops in the fresh act of state terrorism martyred one more Kashmiri youth in Islamabad, Anantnag district today. The American president says US-India trade ties are fast deteriorating due to tariff issue. Iran has warned the United States of stronger reaction if the United States tries to violate its borders again. And now the news in detail. A one-on-one meeting was held between Prime Minister Imran Khan and the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani in Islamabad today. Matters pertaining to bilateral cooperation in various sectors and regional situation were discussed during the meeting. Later, delegation-level talks between Pakistan and Afghanistan were held in Islamabad. Prime Minister Imran Khan led the Pakistan side, while the Afghan delegation was headed by the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani. Earlier, a warm welcome was accorded to the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani when he arrived in Islamabad on a two-day visit to Pakistan. The advisor to the Prime Minister on Commerce, Abdulrazak Daud, and other Pakistani officials received Afghan President at the Noor Khan Air Base. The visiting dignitary was given a 21-gun salute. The Foreign Minister Makhdoom Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan foresees its own betterment in peaceful and prosperous Afghanistan. Addressing a ceremony at the Institute of Strategic Studies in Islamabad today, he said Pakistan is very clear in its objective with regard to peaceful Afghanistan. The Foreign Minister said there will be challenges on the road to peace and prosperity that needs to be overcome jointly. He said prosperity of Pakistan is possible if there was peace and tranquility in Afghanistan. He said we assure our utmost cooperation for a peaceful Afghanistan. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan and Afghanistan stood by each other through thick and thin and shared grief of each other. He said both the countries have common agenda of peace, and the people of both the countries also want better relations between the two countries. The Foreign Minister said both the countries have to look for the future of the coming generations. He said delegations of the two countries had constructive engagements this morning. He termed the visit of the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani to Pakistan as a turning point. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Information, Dr. Firdaus Ashik Khawan, says Prime Minister's vision is to improve relations with all the regional countries to promote peace and bilateral trade. Talking to Pakistan television, she said the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, along with his delegation, held productive talks with Pakistani counterparts. Dr. Firdaus Ashik Khawan said it is good to see that the Afghan leadership is talking with a different approach. She said the visit of the Afghan president will also enhance people-to-people contacts between the two countries. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister said Pakistan and Afghanistan are neighbors and intertwined in social, religious, culture, and linguistic bonds. Talking on bilateral trade, she said Pakistan exports many goods to Afghanistan, and we want to take this level to $3 billion from the existing $1.2 billion. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, has highlighted the need to enhance bilateral and international cooperation to check Islamophobia, counter incitement to racial and religious hatred, and to build bridges among civilizations. He was talking to the outgoing ambassador of the Netherlands, Ms. R.D. Stoyers-Bracken, in Islamabad today. The president emphasized that bilateral trade is not commensurate with its actual potential and need to be further enhanced. In this context, Pakistan sees GSP Plus scheme as a constructive engagement. Speaking on the occasion, the Netherlands ambassador said her country is ready to cooperate with Pakistan in various fields, including dairy, agriculture, water management, maritime sector, and transfer of technology. This is Radio Pakistan. The National Assembly today approved 6 demands for grants relating to power and petroleum divisions, rejecting all the cut motions moved by the opposition through a majority vote. Prime Minister Imran Khan and the opposition leader Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif also participated in the voting process. Winding up the discussion on the grants, the Minister for Power Division, Omar Ayub Khan, said 75% of electricity and 45% gas consumers will not be affected by the increase in the prices of these commodities. He said the government has provided subsidy to facilitate electricity and gas consumers. The Minister for Power Division said 80% of the total feeders are now load shedding free across Pakistan. He said supply of additional electricity for 3 hours to all the feeders in Balochistan has begun. Earlier, speaking on cut motions, the opposition members criticized the performance of the Power and Petroleum Division and said the government has increased the prices of gas up to 300%, which is affecting the industrial sector as well as the general public. The House also approved another 6 demands for grants relating to Defense Division. Japan and Pakistan have agreed to enhance mutual cooperation in the field of aviation. The understanding came during a meeting between the Federal Aviation Minister Ghulam Sarwar Khan and the Japanese ambassador to Pakistan, Kuninori Matsuda, in Islamabad today. The Japanese ambassador said Pakistan International Airlines has 2 weekly flights on Islamabad-Beijing-Tokyo route, and Japan Airlines want to start flight on Islamabad-Bangkok-Tokyo route. A 4-member delegation of the Al-Quds Parliament, led by Hamid Abdullah Hussain Al-Ahmar, called on the Chairman Parliamentary Committee on Kashmir, Syed Fakhr Imam, in Islamabad today and shared its views on Kashmir and Palestine issues. Speaking on the occasion, Fakhr Imam said both the Kashmiri and Palestinian people are facing worse kind of brutalities by the occupying forces. The chairman of the parliamentary committee strongly condemned the American recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and the criminal action of Israeli forces against the Palestinian people, particularly in the Gaza. Hamid Abdullah stressed the need for unity among the Muslim Ummah to collectively meet the challenges. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops in the fresh act of state terrorism martyred 1 more Kashmiri youth in Islamabad Anantnag district. The troops martyred the youth Adil Rahman Das in a fake encounter during a cordon search operation at Sarhama in Beach Bahara area of the district. Meanwhile, 1 person was killed and 2 others injured in a blast in Kulgam district. The United States has asked India to withdraw its retaliatory tariffs on its goods imposed by New Delhi this month. In a tweet, the American President Donald Trump said due to tariff issue, trade ties between the 2 countries are fast deteriorating. India slapped higher duty on 28 American products after Washington's decision to withdraw tariff-free entry for certain Indian goods. In India, protests were held in different cities after the death of a 24-year-old Muslim by a Hindu mob in Jharkhand state. The opposition Congress party leader Rahul Gandhi termed the lynching a blot on humanity. Holding placards and chanting slogans against the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the protesters in Ahmedabad city demanded an end to the violence against Muslims. Iran has warned the United States of stronger reaction if the United States tries to violate its borders again. In a statement, Iran's Speaker Ali Larijani said the downing of their drone was a good experience for them to avoid any aggression against our borders. And now cricket. In the ICC Cricket World Cup 2019 against the West Indies at Manchester, India were 238 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 47 overs a short while ago. Earlier, India won the toss and opted to bat. FM 101 channel of Radio Pakistan is airing live updates of all the matches of the World Cup during its transmission. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very hot weather has been forecast for the plain areas of the Punjab and Sindh during the next 24 hours. However, dust, thunderstorm, rain with gusty winds is expected at isolated places in Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Malakand, Hazara, Peshawar, Kuhat, Bannu, Lahore, Gujranwala, Sargodha, Faisalabad, Sahiwal, Sakkar, Kalachi, divisions, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Kashmir. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.